London means so many different things to so many people. How do I even tell one coherent story? Oh, hang on, I think I have an idea. Chapter 1. Heights. When confused in a new city, it's best to first take a look at it from above. Don't have an aircraft to hand? Do not despair. Plenty other ways to do this in London, or within Zone 1 and 2 of public transportation, such as this. Now named after its current sponsor, it used to be the Emirates Air Line and a part of the public transportation system, so you could ride it on your tube ticket. Well, these days you're sadly gone, you have to pay, but what a view! Name another city where you can do this. Exactly none spring to mind. Almost like flying.
What's the window?
Well, it's not for the faint-hearted in high winds. It sets you down right in the middle of a completely new district. This wasn't here when I last was. With a hanging garden and an elevated river walk. So you can continue watching life from above. Although both are probably more pleasant in warmer weather and be nicer when they finish it. And if you'd like to go still higher, well, there's the trek up the Millenium Dome, although that one is quite certainly better if you come on a day when they're actually open. But say you're not amused by swinging gondolas. Well, only a short DLR and tube ride away and a little walk. In the heart of the city, in Fenchurch Street, there is this, the Sky Garden. A full circle, 360 degrees view right over the city centre. Tower Bridge, Tower, St. Paul's Cathedral, you name it, you can see it from here. There's even an outside terrace, although you'll struggle to see the view with all those selfie takers. You could, of course, go higher, to the viewing deck, there, top of the shard. But do you really need to be any higher? Also, you'd have to pay at least £30 per person, while Sky Garden is completely free. Mind you, it's very popular, so you still have to book your slot well in advance. Or instead, you can do this. Book a table in the restaurant. Although that also fills up quickly. The food is surprisingly good though.
I love tomato soup, I die for tomato soup, I get tomato soup.
Bearing in mind you'd eat anything because you're here for the view. Once up, you can stay as long as you like, which is great, cause how can you get tired of looking at this? But, amazing as it was, this is not my favorite way of looking at London from a height. I like the old-fashioned way, cause I'm old-fashioned, this being a hill. Greenwich or Hampstead Heath to be precise. Of the two, I prefer Greenwich. For the history, the vibe, and also it's way easier on the tube. Also, there is this large and very well designed, and as a result quite packed, playground if you're with gremlins. As well as a tiny tea, coffee or chocolate stop to power you up that hill. It's a package deal. In addition to the view, you get the official time, the official length measurements out here in the elements, not in a museum in a glass case. And the zero meridian. Although you have to be lucky to have it all to yourself. So here, London as seen from Meridian Zero. And hey, who's the guy with the pigeons? I can't believe it! It's James Wolfe, the man who killed New France about 15 minutes before he himself got killed, and somehow they seem to have got Montcalm's descendant to unveil it. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the statue of the man who killed my great-great-grandfather. Moving on, great view, much better than from the plains of Abraham. There is one other old-fashioned way, the monument. But if you can convince those two gremlins to pay £6 per person to climb 311 steps, then please do come forward, I'll pay you to teach me how. Afterwards, since you're here anyway, well, Greenwich is worth a walk, but there is one experience you really don't want to miss. And no, it isn't Cutty Sarek. It's this, the Thames foot tunnel, which goes under the river from this to this. Took the various engineers some 60 years to figure out and used to be very busy. Not so today, few stray locals and some tourists. Looks endless. And it's actually quite an incline. And here's the contrast between Victorian and modern building. Not to say that things were better in the old days, but, you know, somewhere. Here's where you emerge from the depths, and, well, that'll be the next chapter. Chapter 2. Lights. Because, after all, it's Christmas, and everybody knows where the best lights are. In the retail heart of the city. Regent Street, Bond Street, less uniform, more creative. Well, these people got the money. And this light was really that blue. I didn't filter it. Carnaby Street. I'm fully convinced that this narrow slit of Oxford Street was the inspiration behind Diagon Alley in Harry Potter books. Covent Garden. But all these lights, and social media are full of them, are strictly ornamental. Nothing but pretty faces. So what about the lights that are there for a purpose? Lights that have to do things for a living. The working lights. I feel it's unfair to leave them out. So, here, I give you the lights of Greenwich Market. lights of docks at Southwark. The lights of Borough Market. Okay, we were thought too late for these. The lights of the market at Trafalgar Square. Right, these actually went on strike as we passed by. But these didn't. Or these. Well, these are Chinese, they never go on strike. Oops, not a light. Sorry. And this is just the trouble. The more you start looking, the more fantastic lights you find. No, that's enough. Stop. Chapter 3. Reflections. Where there is light, there are reflections. And London, that shapeshifter, that cluster of towns and villages so different from one another and yet a city, loves to reflect. It twinkles, it moves, it floats, it bends shapes. It calls for your and yours only attention. Because in the end, it's not what it is what you see in it. So move around as much as you like. Try all the different surfaces and different angles. All it's ever going to show is just you. Hang on, that's not mine actually. Thank you, Horace. As I'm about to end this story, I realized just how many other things you could do. You could show London pubs.
Really get a pint of colours.
Can't go any closer. Or London weather. Or London pubs in London weather.
Thanks, Dad, for carrying a hand towel, because as you saw, it was raining.
Well, trust us to find the only pub in town that sells no beer, only what passes for it in Canada. Or the river in London. Or London pubs on the river. Or extensions and conversions.
I can just take a picture.
road. That was a hotel over there called the Great Northern. And I used to come out of platforms 9, 10, 11 and run.
London pubs in extensions and conversions. Or London skies. You get the drift. I'll have to make a sequel. One day. Gremlin on the road.
This is how I review the bird music. Falling down, London Bridge is falling down, and everyone on top dies, including you.